Hey everyone, so we're inside the Nintendo booth at E3. There's no hustle and bustle because we're in one of the interview rooms where it's nice and quiet. The reason being, Mr. No, I want to say the name right. Tezuka, producer behind Super Mario Maker 2, is joining me this morning. And the game comes out in only a couple of weeks. And Mr. Tezuka, I think a lot of people are really excited to play the game. A lot of people have played the first one and loved it. And a lot of people are looking forward to the sequel.
I think there are a lot of people who are really looking forward to it.
Can you tell us some of the new features that we can expect? We've seen little snippets from the trailer, but I'm sure there's so much more to it.
Well, one thing that you can do with Super Mario Maker 2 is set the stages you are creating to a nighttime setting, and this will have a variety of effects on the level, and I hope people will try that out in a variety of ways.
Pretty sure I saw in one of the trailers that one of the characters was driving a vehicle.
So that would be the Koopa Troopa car. In Super Mario 3D World, there is something called the Bowser car that Bowser rides around in and drives. And this gave me the idea that it would be fun to have Mario be able to drive a car in Super Mario Maker 2. But we felt, giving him Bowser's car would be too difficult or wouldn't work. So this time we gave him a smaller version, driven originally by a Koopa Troopa car, or a Koopa Troopa character.
Bowser's vehicle is probably too big anyway.
Yeah, クッパのカーなら大きすぎるんじゃないですかね、マリオ。Yeah, it's impossible probably for Mario to drive that. So we tested a variety of things out, and we thought that the Koopa Troopa is about the same size as Mario, and so this would probably work well, but it was actually pretty difficult to make and put in the game.
You're able to build levels from numerous different Mario games. How difficult is it to decide which features you want to be able to pull from different games to put into the new one so people can create their own levels?
So one method we do to decide what parts to include is we give surveys to the designers on our team and ask them to tell us what types of parts and tools and things from different Mario titles they'd like to see.
What would be your favorite new addition to the game this time around?
We've added something called clear conditions to the game that really, I think, expand the type of play that you can do when playing through levels. Clear conditions were something you could find yourself having to complete in courses you were playing in that game, but we wanted to try and add these to give people a new tool to add to their courses when making courses this time around. So this is a condition you can set on courses you're making, and there are a variety of them. So for example, the player won't be able to complete your course unless they defeat a certain number of Goombas, or they won't be able to complete the course unless they collect a certain number of coins.
I understand there's also a new story mode this time around.
So yeah, there is a new story mode. That came from my desire to give a player some samples to look at when deciding what they should make for themselves. All of the courses that you'll find in story mode, or at least most of them, are courses that you would be able to create yourself. For Super Mario Maker, the original game, we also had a number of short, kind of compact sample courses for people to play, but in story mode this time around you'll find that these are really fleshed out and have a lot of content for you to sink your teeth into. And we've created a simple story to kind of overlay on top of all of these courses in story mode, and you'll be able to kind of complete the objectives and explore that little world in story mode in Super Mario Maker 2. The idea with this was to give people the amount of content that they would feel they'd gotten their money's worth, even just with the content in story mode, and that was kind of one of our aims in adding that to the game.
A lot of players created some really cool content in the first. Did any of those give you inspiration for what we've added into the second one, seeing what players were able to design?
Well, I can't really say that we took inspiration directly from courses created by the community for the original Super Mario Maker. There were many courses that really surprised me, and courses that made me think, oh my gosh, I would never have thought to make this course myself. And rather, I think there's actually a bit of a cycle, for the players out there that really enjoy making courses themselves. They probably take inspiration from other courses that they see out there, and that spurs them onward to continue making courses. And it's this cycle that kind of repeats. Make a course, see an interesting course, get inspiration, and continue like that.
And I think that's part of the beauty of the game is that, you're given all these tools and the world's your oyster. You can create almost, it feels like anything in the game you want. You put your imagination to.
And I think it is great to get motivation from the courses other people have made, but the thing that I want most for people is to be able to be in a situation where they can just enjoy the simple act of course making themselves. And so if that means making really difficult courses, if that's what you enjoy, then that's fine. And if other courses, then that's what you should make.
Will friends be able to play your courses online?
Yes, all you need to do is tell your friend the ID number for your course, and they'll be able to check it out immediately.
And the multiplayer, good follow-up. Can you play that as well with friends?
The ability to play multiplayer online with friends isn't something that's in the game when it releases. But, we are continuing our development work, and one thing that we're going to be adding to the game is the ability to play courses multiplayer with friends online. In our development process, we have all of these different ideas that we want to implement, and we implement them kind of one at a time. So, what we wanted to make sure people could experience first in the fact that we've added multiplayer to Super Mario Maker 2 was to be able to play multiplayer with the people around you, immediately around you in a setting like that.
Is there a chance that we could see more items and more tools added in the months to come as well?
Well, we'll have to wait and see what the community is clamoring for once the game is out, and we'll base some of our development decisions on that type of feedback.
Is there anything that you can think of in your mind that hasn't been added to the game that you think would be amazing if it was one thing you could choose?
So I think we actually got everything, including the kitchen sink, into the game at the moment, but we'll wait and see. Yeah.
Certainly lots of players are looking forward to Super Mario Maker 2. I am. I can't wait to play it. You can get your hands on Super Mario Maker 2 later this month on June 28th when it launches.